48 Hours investigates a shocking crime inside a Florida millionaire's home. Sue Rochelle was rushed to a hospital in the middle of the night in 2018 with severe stab wounds. Her husband, a wealthy businessman, said it was a home invasion. But when Sue woke up from surgery, she told a completely different story. Peter Van Sant reports for this week's 48 Hours.
911 with the emergency.
My wife and I need an ambulance. We're bleeding.
I was called at approximately 4 o'clock in the morning on February 3rd, 2018.
Alachua County Sheriff's Detective David Visconti says the call was about a home invasion. The alleged crime happened at the home of Mike Rochelle, a millionaire businessman, and his wife Sue. That's Mike on the police dash cam.
You woke up to her scream, and tall figure with ski mask starts fighting with you with a knife.
I felt something sharp.
I'm being advised that the wife has severe injuries and was currently being trauma alerted to our area hospital.
Sue had been stabbed in her neck, stomach, and wrist, but somehow she survived.
If Susan had died, the truth of what happened that night would die with her.
Prosecutor David Byron.
When Susan Rochelle comes out of surgery, she tells investigators that there is no intruder and that the person who inflicted all of the injuries that she is suffering from is Michael Rochelle.
Mike, who had mostly minor injuries, was arrested and charged with attempted murder. The motive? Prosecutors say Sue told Mike she wanted a divorce.
When he was faced with the prospect that he would have to give her half of his fortune, he made a calculated and premeditated decision to kill.
And he just hopped on top of me, and I felt like this pressure right here. And then all of a sudden I saw a knife come out. I said, "Oh my God, Mike, did you stab me?" And he said, "Yes."
But Mike claims Sue was the real aggressor that night.
I got close to her right here, and her hand comes out, and
was there anything in her hand?
Yeah, a knife.
Mike's daughter, Caroline, believes her father.
There's no way on God's green earth that my father would stab anyone.
Mike and his defense claim Sue was an abusive wife who was often in conflict with Mike over Caroline. And Caroline's expensive wedding only made things worse.
Never in 1,000,000 years would I think that my wedding would be the catalyst of all of this.
Peter Van Zandt joins us with more on this story. Peter, it's good to see you. So Mike and Sue were both stabbed at night. Why were their injuries so different?
Well, Sue's were far more profound. She ended up in surgery. They were considered life-threatening. I've seen the pictures of each of her wounds up here by the neck, in the stomach, and particularly on the wrist. Two deep cuts on the wrist. Now, Mike says those were self-inflicted. Whereas on his side of the ledger during the course of this struggle, he has superficial cuts. He went to the hospital and went home that night. So Sue, by far, got the worst of this exchange.
And I'm curious about the daughter's wedding, Mike's daughter's wedding. Why did that create conflict in his marriage?
Well, because the wedding was held at Oheka Castle out on Long Island, a beautiful, beautiful place. It's like a French chateau. And the talk is that her wedding went somewhere between $100,000 and $150,000 over budget. And Mike's wife, Sue, who is not Caroline's mother, reportedly was outraged by that. And that created great friction between Mike and Sue.
I get it. That's a big over budget. And Peter, I have to say, I love the shot. I don't know if I want to go in the kitchen to get a glass of water or go over to the dining room table and wait for you to bring me some bacon, eggs, and an order of waffles or something. Very nice.
Hey, yeah, we have waffles, and I make a mean omelet, so come on over.
Don't tempt me. Be careful what you ask for. Thank you, Peter. You can see Peter's report, Rochelle versus Rochelle. That's tomorrow at 10, 9 Central, right here on CBS.